Hello and welcome to Mr.
And the Mrs.
Today we are going to do a Q&A for how we were able to afford our homes. Home.
We only own one. We do not own two. I promise.
Wish I owned two. Rachel asked, I would love for you guys to do a home buying fact type of video. You seem so young and houses are expensive. Not sure if they are as expensive as where I'm from. Not to go into too much personal detail, but how do you afford to buy a house? Any tips for house hunting?
So the process of us buying our house was quite long. We actually started looking into buying a house
Almost a year before we actually purchased our house.
Yeah, about a year before. It took so long because we were so young and I had no credit whatsoever.
Yeah, and I had a one credit line, so it wasn't anything either.
We had to work up our credit to be able to even just get a loan in the first place.
Yeah.
So what we started with is I got on his credit card, and then we got another credit card under both our names. And what we did to make our credit go really good was we would buy one item, or we would use one credit card for buying gas
or food or a shirt, and we just pay that off.
But we would only do one item a month, and it would be under $50.
Yeah, and we'd pay that off right away because we'd have the money already saved up.
So that built up our credit really fast.
Yeah. Another way is we knew what we wanted, and we knew the goal that we wanted to purchase a house. So we set money aside. We knew, hey, we don't need this.
We want it, but we don't need it. So
then don't buy it.
Yeah,
we don't need it, so we don't get it.
And one of the biggest things, too, would be cutting costs where you don't need them, like cable TV. We don't have cable TV. We don't watch normal TV. That's a huge one.
Yeah.
We do have internet, but, every month every time they try to increase our internet pricings, we're like, hey, no, this isn't okay.
Yeah, we actually call them back and say, hey, we want to get a better deal, and they would lower it down a little bit for us. Another thing is we're on a family plan with her parents for cell phone. Which
helps a lot.
Yeah. Especially T-Mobile has a really good plan.
One thing that has helped like crazy, though, that's one of the things we kind of have an unfair advantage of, is that my work has always paid for my medical insurance.
And we're both under 26, so I'm actually
He's still under his dad's.
I'm still on my dad's insurance right now. So that's been very helpful.
One thing that helps too, we're technically in an area where housing is, I don't know, I would probably say the pricing's pretty, it really just depends on where you look in the state, really.
We're not near a city. There are towns and cities around us that are actually
we're 40 minutes, 30 minutes.
Yeah, we're about 45 minutes away from Seattle,
which is one of the biggest cities that people know of in Washington.
Yeah.
Or outside of Washington.
So we're not in a huge city, but actually
we're in the cheaper living area, I would say.
But Bonnie Lake is actually also well known and actually has higher marketing in houses than other places in the area.
Yeah, compared to Tacoma or Puyallup and stuff like that. It's going to be a little bit higher.
Yeah, we did a number crunch and figured out, hey, this is what we can afford. And so we started looking around.
What really helped too is looking for short sale and bank owned homes.
Yeah. I highly don't recommend.
Short sale is a pain in the butt. It literally is. It's so hard to get.
You could be
in limbo, basically.
Yeah, in limbo for
my
7 months.
My brother was in limbo for 9 months.
Yeah.
Trying to get his house down in Orting, which is like
15 minutes.
15 minutes from here, yeah.
And so we actually ended up getting a bank owned, which dropped the price of the house as it was. As soon as we bought the house, we got an appraised, and it was appraised for $175, and we actually purchased the house for $161.
Yep.
So knowing your limit,
like instant equity.
Yeah.
Because it was a bank owned home.
Yeah.
That definitely helped.
Another thing what helped is we knew how much we needed or could spend monthly, and apartments in the area were so close to how much a house.
Well, townhomes are.
Townhomes But even
Yeah.
there's even apartments that are $900.
Yeah, but those are even those nice ones
Yeah.
though they're in a different part though.
Yeah.
They're in like Puyallup or stuff
Yeah.
like that. Where
So
we're down in Sumner.
We knew
more pricey
that
down there.
hey, this is what houses and apartments cost to rent, and if we spend an extra $200-$300, we could own a house. And so that was one of the sacrifices we made. We knew, hey, that's $200 or $300 a month that will be going into rent or mortgage for us. But we knew what we didn't need, or say, hey, that's some play money that we won't be able to do. We won't be able to go on some dates. We'll just have to do dates at home. So,
and one thing too that helped out a lot was even before we got married, we both lived with our parents still, which that's kind of one of the perks of being young and getting married young.
So we actually saved a lot of money just from that. And another thing, like if you're gonna purchase something, don't purchase something like the best, which you're gonna spend a lot of money for. Get something that's a little bit.
We'll compromise.
Yeah. You compromise and you go, all right, well, this is middle grade. Get middle grade, but don't like buy the cheapest to be cheap, because then it's gonna break or something.
We try to make do with what we have. If it's broken, we try to fix it. We don't go and try to buy it. We don't go and buy a new one.
Yeah.
So, like the vacuum wasn't working very well the other day, and because it wasn't spinning, and I just took apart. I've never fixed a vacuum before, but
you did that with our fridge as well. When we bought the house, the fridge wasn't working. We're like, what the heck? And Jesse looked it up and said, oh, some people have problems with the oscillating fan in the freezer.
And the oscillating fan freezes.
Yep, she opened it up and flicked it a couple times, and there goes the fridge. And we're like, we don't have to buy a new fridge. That saves us $1,200.
And you know, sometimes it's not the best. Like when we were working on the furnace and someone forgot to turn the furnace off, and I got 220 shock. It was just a fuse that needed to be replaced, but someone forgot to turn off the furnace. Yeah. So
also,
that was fun. That was before I was pregnant. So
if you don't know how to do something, don't try to fix it yourself, because you can actually make it worse. So
we've just been very lucky too.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew this house was a fixer-upper, and that's why we were able to afford it.
So, I mean, that's how we were able to save up money for our house, and be able to afford at such young age.
Yeah.
So, hope that helps you guys, if anything, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Jessie got her hair done from her sister.
My sister.
And I actually got a haircut, too.
Yeah.
I don't look like a woolly mammoth.
Thanks to my sister. She saves our lives.